Hi, thanks for watching a new video blog. Today from Dubai, United Arab Emirates.
Now the tide is made of glass, steel and circuits breathing fast. Dubai, turn the desert into cold. Dubai, flesh and blood replaced by chrome. From the Tao to the drone, from the camel to the throne. Dubai, electric heart, electric soul. Electric heart, electric soul.
I am here in Dubai because I want to experience how it feels to be in a city that is totally new, built from a small fisher town up into what it is now, skyscrapers, very modern. It is part of my journey to get rid of civilization and to educate people why you should leave civilization and live more naturally, live closer to nature. I feel that it's my duty to do so. I think it's very important that I do this, and I hope that some people will listen to me and that they will understand that civilization isn't the optimal form of living. And when you come here in Dubai, it is very impressive what humans can do with the help of other humans, because there's many immigrants here that have built this city, and they've worked really hard to make it to what it's now, and they're still working, because you can hear somewhere, you know, there are drilling holes, renovating the building. That is what it's all about. Renovating, building new buildings. And to me, it shows that humans are capable to do a lot. But it also saddens me to think that once this was a little small village, fisher village, and these people lived just happily. They had everything they want. They had fish. They had a place to stay. They maybe had camels that gave them milk. And they only went with a boat on the sea to get some fish and enjoy life. That is what I experience when I am in a place like Dubai. So the first thing what comes in my mind is when we flew over the city to the airport, the first thing I was thinking, like, once this was just a small, tiny village. Nobody cared about that village. It was just there. Nobody really wanted to be there. And yet, to me, that was so precious. When I see pictures of the old Dubai, I'm just filled with joy, filled with love to see how beautiful life can be in its smallest forms, in its simplest forms, yet in its optimal form. Because in my opinion, those days were the optimal days. Because everything that these people had was there for free. The land that they were living on was for free. Maybe not totally, but you understand what I'm talking about. Maybe they had to pay some royalty, something. But before that, before civilization, before there was any royalty, etc., this small village that was Dubai in the 60s, still a village, it still relates to thousands and thousands of years before, and reminds us strongly of the times when they were living for free. They didn't have to pay anything like rent. They had their space, they had their tents, they had their animals, they could fish, they could enjoy being together, large families, the milk from the camels, the meat from the camels. They danced, they were singing, they made a fire maybe, and they enjoyed their time being together. They didn't need a lot, they didn't need work, they didn't need cars, they didn't need a house. Everything they needed was provided by nature. They built tents from the skin or maybe the wool from their animals. Clothing, same. Their breakfast, just some eggs maybe from some chicken that they had. And everything in their life was complete and it was for free. They didn't need to break down nature. They didn't need to change nature in order to survive, because they were part of nature. They had a tent, which was natural, was, you know, some camel skins. I don't know, maybe there was some people from Dubai can explain the history to me. I'm very interested in hearing that. Entertainment was natural. They had children, and the children had the parents, and they amused each other. You know, the parents were making jokes with them. Children were entertainment to the parents, because children are very funny. They say the funniest things, they do the funniest things. They have this whole different mindset, and the parents had attention for them. All for free. Everything that people now long for was there for free. All the attention that anybody wanted, all the adoration. And adoration came from yourself, your family. Not from strangers on TikTok. No, your own family. And I see this group of people there living peacefully, not worrying about statistics, about growth, economical growth, not worrying about studying, a job, a future. Future and past and present were all there, all in that same place. Life was happening. Nobody was working for a future. Future was in the present. And the past was the past. Nobody cared about the past. It's not important. It's just memories in your mind. They live in the here and now. And when I see that, it makes me sad. Because even though this is all nicely built, I can enjoy seeing these buildings. They're impressive. And you see no weird things here like woke, and you see no, all these horrible things here, veganism. You don't see that here. So that's good. That's why I enjoy it more than all these woke cities in the Netherlands, or United Kingdom, or Germany, or United States. I enjoy it because I don't see that. But when I really look down deep into what Dubai is and was, yeah, it makes me a little bit, sad maybe. That once, in my opinion, this was a optimal, perfect place where people just go out with their little boats that maybe went on for generations. Fathers will give the boats to their sons and they will give it to their sons. Nobody had to pay anything, it was just there. And they would go out to get the fish, take the fish home, make their women happy, and in return the women would prepare the fish, but mostly they would eat it raw. And then after dinner they would just sit together, laugh and talk, and that's just life. So yeah, even though you can appreciate architecture, even though you can appreciate that this city is sort of more conservative than Western Europe, still is sad, because it always reminds me of that little village that's basically gone forever. Now, to end with a positive note, I learned from that. I wanted to have that same village in my mind. And now I am working to create that little village with a few families that are thinking alike, that want the same thing. Nothing impressive, just little life, small life, helping each other out. Nothing cult-like, nothing like a commune or something, no. Really primal life, as it was always supposed to be. That's what I learn when I come here. And when I see these massive buildings behind me, I'm thinking about that time where these few families, these little families, were pure and honestly happy together, just enjoying life. And I've seen it in many places, like for example Zanzibar. So I know that it is what it's like. And I know that this is what I also am striving for. I want to achieve that in my future. A little town where people live naturally, happily, without all this technology, and just be pure and little, and nobody would care about them. Nobody would come to that place to make photos, to do dances. Nobody. It will be perfect. So it was for today from Dubai, United Arab Emirates. I say thank you for watching. See you next time.